let's go into class, man. Let's go into this class. The title of the class is, you can put why relationships. Why, what do I have here? Why relationships, did she change it? Oh, okay, there it is. Why relationships don't last. You know, there's a misconception. There's a misconception, I guess, in Israel that there's no need to take the time to get things cleaned up before you use it. You know, or get things cleaned up to make it proper for use. You know, what do we always tell brothers when it comes to relationships, when it comes to women?
Take our time.
Take what?
Take our time.
Take your time. You know, take you a good 6 months to a year to clean that woman up.
Sometimes longer, huh?
Sometimes longer, because depending on what they've been through, right? It's no different. I mean, check this out. What brother walks into the doors and all of a sudden he's a knight in shining armor, Hebrew Israelite gangster killer for Christ?
None.
None. Don't you got to get cleaned up?
Cant.
Don't you got to be cleaned up and be made meat for the master's use?
Cant.
Yeah. Because obviously he wasn't using you when you were filthy and dirty out in the street. He wasn't using you for nothing except for what? Filling your lust, getting high, getting drunk, doing what you wanted to do. That's the only thing you were good for. You were a dirty vessel, right? You were a filthy vessel that had to be what? You had to be emptied out. You had to be washed from the inside out. And then we can pour new wine into you. You can't, like the scriptures say, you can't pour new wine into old bottles. Why?
It's going to bust.
It's going to bust. That new wine's going to bust them bottles, man. It's going to bust that leather, right? You don't put new cloth on an old garment. It's not gonna hold. It ain't gonna look right, and it's not gonna hold. So you're supposed to get that brother, bring him in, clean the things out of his mind, purge the ways of the world out of his mind, clean him up, and then instill in him the principles of the doctrine. The same way when a brother met a woman, what was he supposed to do?
Clean her up.
He's supposed to clean her up. Just how the Most High cleaned us up, man. Just how the Most High cleaned us up. Go to Jeremiah 6 and verse 2. What's that? At what point? You here? It's over there. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It might not go. Go ahead, read.
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 2.
Go ahead.
I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
Right. So this is the Most High speaking about the nation, that he likened us to a comely and delicate woman. Now, as we go through the class, we're going to see, well, what was it about this woman that had to be done? Now, you know, brothers be wanting the comely, delicate, humble, righteous, on-point sister. But what is she being taught out in the world? Is she being taught to be righteous? Is she being taught to be delicate? That's why in Psalms it says what? Who can find a virtuous woman? Right? That's a question. Like, who can find her? But really, it should be who can build her. Who can find that rough, that diamond in the rough, and clean her up? Who can do it? The Most High equated Israel to a tender and delicate woman. I'll say where you're at. The Most High equated Israel to a tender and delicate woman. But what was it about us when we even left off from the Most High? What did he have to do? When the Most High brought us out of Egypt and gave us the law, what was he doing? He was doing what?
Cleaning us up.
He was getting us clean. He was cleaning our minds. He was taking us out of the ways of the heathen and getting us what? Pure and clean for him. Right? So, why do brothers think that when they find a woman, or why would any man think that when you find a woman, you don't got to do some cleaning? You don't got to do some maintenance.
Especially in today's society, and especially with the way that we've grown up in America in this captivity, we definitely got to do some cleaning up.
Right.
Yeah, man, because the standard of what we think is pleasing, or the standard of a relationship, the standard of a man, the standard of a woman has been just destroyed. Women think being loud, wearing the tightest leggings, where you can see every part of your body,
the most secret parts.
Yeah, your secret parts. You got your breast out. Men sag. They think that dealing with a woman is yelling and screaming. Here, pass the blunt. We're just gonna chill. Hoe, get in order. It don't work like that. The Most High didn't do us like that.
But he likened us. Read it one more time.
Come. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
Right. So the Most High looked at the daughters of Zion, or Zion itself, as a comely, beautiful, delicate woman. Right? He said, I'm gonna treat this is a delicate specimen. So if the Most High was doing this, how are we supposed to look at women, or our women?
Likewise.
Likewise, right? Because why?
Because that's how he looks at us.
Well, what was it about us and the Most High that was so similar?
He likes us as women.
What did the Most High make us in?
In his image.
Go to Genesis.
Come.
126. Go to Genesis 126.
Genesis chapter 1 verse 26.
Go ahead.
And God said, let us make man in our image. After our likeness.
After our what?
Our likeness.
Right. So the Most High made us in his image, in his likeness. So we were supposed to do things the way the Most High did. So the Most High said, listen, Israel, Jerusalem, it's like a comely and delicate woman. So now when you see a woman, you were supposed to say, man, precious, delicate woman. Let me deal with her as such.
Right.
Now, obviously we went off and did weird, strange things and sacrificed to other gods. And like the Most High said, we committed whoredoms upon whoredoms, right? Now, what did he do with us? As we go through the class, we're going to see. What did the Most High do with us? How did he treat us? When it said a delicate and comely woman, did he just get with us? We weren't good enough and then he tossed us? Did he, I'm going to be with you. And 5 minutes later, he was with us after he met us? Hit it, quit it? Is that how the Most High dealt with us? But that's how brothers be dealing, man. You meet a woman and 10 minutes later, she's your rib. Like, that don't make sense. But then you wonder why it don't last. Like, I don't know why my relationships ain't going past 2 weeks. But they're not going past 2 weeks because you're not treating the daughters of Zion with that delicateness that they need, with that comeliness. You're not treating them and giving them the things that they need to be the woman that you want, right? Hold on. One sec. From there, go to so he said he created us in his image, in his likeness. Right? Go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 7. There's just some points I'm trying to make here in this little block, showing that we were supposed to operate the way the Most High operated. You get it? Go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 7.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 7.
Right.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head.
Come on.
For as much as he is the image.
He is the what?
The image.
The man is the what?
The image.
Come on.
And glory of God.
Right. The man is the image and the glory of the Most High. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 23. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 23.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23.
Go ahead.
For God created man to be immortal.
Right.
And made him to be an image of his own eternity.
See how the scriptures keep echoing this. We were created to be the image of the Most High. Y'all with me? Leviticus 20 and verse 26. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. It's important because, you know, you got men out there that think that, I don't know what they think. Some of them really think that they're catching hell like Job. They're on Job status. The things they're going through, they're catching it because they're catching hell for righteousness' sake, or they're losing because of the Bible. No, you're losing because the lack of the lack of understanding what's needed. You lose because your senses aren't exercised. You're creating and having mistakes because of your lack of experience, lack of know-how. Not because of the scriptures, not because of the Bible. Yeah, the Bible says you're gonna give up, you're gonna lose, things gonna be taken, but all the time? Not all the time. A lot of things are user error. You're not using the wisdom the correct way. We want to run around and I'm a God, I'm a God, I'm a God, but this is how the Most High operated. So if you're a God, what God are you trying to be? You trying to be the gods of Egypt, or you trying to be like the God Most High? You trying to be like Christ, or you trying to be like the gods of this world? Then we'll understand where a lot of the folly and the mistakes, where they come from. They come from being ill-advised and making ill-advised moves and not understanding what the scriptures are saying. Read Leviticus 20 and 26.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
Right.
For I, the Most High, am holy.
Now, the Most High said, you're going to be holy unto me because I'm holy. What was the Most High showing us here? That he wasn't just going to associate himself with any old thing. He wasn't just going to accept any old thing. That's that old Edomite American mentality. I'm going to just take any old thing and just accept it as it is.
Right.
Just be who you are, brother.
Right.
Live free and die young. The Most High don't operate like that. He said, I'm holy, so you're going to be holy. So that means somebody got to change. If I'm already holy and you're not, that means you have to change your ways. You're going to have to change the way you operate. Is the receiver?
It's not that. It's
the port? Oh, underneath. Oh, okay. So read it one more time. Leviticus 20 and 26.
And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Most High, am holy.
Yeah, he wasn't asking. He wasn't asking us like, hey, y'all want to be holy today? He said, you going to be. Ye shall. Commandment. You going to do this. Because I'm holy. Read on.
And have severed you from other people.
Wait, he had did what?
Have severed you from other people.
He said he severed us. When you sever something, man, you cut it. So he severed us from other people. He severed us. Who did he sever us from at this time? The Egyptians. He cut us away from them. He cut us away from their philosophy. He cut us away from the way they did things. Right?
Right.
Now, imagine a man that gets a woman and doesn't sever her away from the way she did things. You just accept any old thing. You lay with any old thing. 5 minutes later, you met her in the mall. 5 minutes later, you really are like, yeah, that's my rib. She's holy out. She put a dress on. she got a hair wrap. See. But what did you sever her from? The Most High dealt with us this way. But how come you're not dealing with her in a way where you're severing her from America? You didn't take the time. Because you know why? Brothers think like, yeah, we don't need a betrothal period. We don't need to take the time to get to know who we're dealing with. Yeah. We just deal with them. See, it says it right here. We just take them. Take them and label them. Nah, that don't make sense. But that's why the relationships don't last. Because why? You never got a chance. You never took the time to know this person. In the time that you were allotted, instead of moving on the spirit, what'd you move on?
Flesh.
I'm burning out. Yeah, the flesh. You moved on what the little pink thing in your pants told you to do. You used the muscle in your pants and not the one in your head. So then now, what happens? You get a whole mess of issues and problems. You got the nerve to sit back and wonder why. Like, it's them. It's not me, it's them. No, it's you.
Right.
It's you. It's you because you keep trying to do the same method with different people and you get the same result. You're doing the same method, which is not applying the Bible, which is not applying balance, which is not applying wisdom, which is not hearkening to counsel. I'm going to take that method. But then when things go awry, I'm going to blame everyone else. It ain't my fault. See, I'm righteous. I've been following the Sabbath. I wear my fringes. I keep my beard. Con. Okay. But what about the small little detailed things that we needed to do to get our people in order? Guess what? What's that?
Can I get Proverbs chapter 18 verse 22 and Proverbs chapter 10 verse 22?
Before you go there, let me finish the scripture real quick. Read it one more time.
Come. Leviticus chapter 20 verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
Come on.
For I, the Most High, am holy.
Right.
And have severed you from other people.
See, there was a reason why we were severed from other people. There was a reason why a man was given a betrothal, a spousal time with his wife. This is why I read. That
ye should be mine.
Ye shall what?
That ye should be mine.
But now you see why she is not yours. She's still everyone else's. You didn't take the time to make her yours. You didn't take the time to mold her. You didn't take the time to eradicate all the nonsense of America in her brain and all the baby daddy drama and BS that she came with before you lay with her, before you invited her into your home, before you made her a wife. Before you did that, you should have been cleaning out her mind. Her mind, so that she can be yours. Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can build a virtuous woman? That's what we got to do in this day and age. See, there was a time, and we're going to get there, but there was a time where they came virtuous. They already came like that. And you still had a betrothal period. So how much more now when they're coming filthy, dirty, defiled? They coming with spandex, the same ones they've been wearing for 3-4 days straight.
Right, ooh, see the sweat stains.
They wake up in the spandex, go to the mall in the spandex, go to the gym in the spandex, haven't took the spandex off yet. And then want to come smile up in your face like, nigga, what you gonna do for me? Show you where that damn washing machine is to get them spandex clean. That's all I can do for you.
Yep.
That's the standard. I'm gonna run around in the same little thin material with holes in it for weeks, and then look at a man like, what are you gonna do for me? That's what they're being taught out here. So it's up to us to eradicate that thought process.
Absolutely.
It's up to us to sever them from that mind to make them ours. That's why it don't last, because you didn't truly put in the work to make her yours. You didn't mold her. Just like how the Most High is molding Israel. What is he molding us for? The Africans? What's he molding us for? The Edomites? Or is he molding us and severing us away slowly to be his? To be his possession. That's what he's doing. That's what you do with your rib, right? You get your rib, you grab her close, and you spit in her ear. Yeah, the Bible. The Bible. No, take off the pants, babe. Dress. No, wrap the hair, babe. Right? Oh, no, pork. No. You keep her close and you whisper and you show her things Why? Because you don't want her to be the world's. That's everybody's girl, B. You don't want that, right? No, that's my girlfriend. Nah, she's everybody's girl. That's not what you want. That was the problem with Israel. We was everybody's girl. As a nation, we got ran through. We got ran through captivity after philosophy, religion, till we're here now in America. We America's girl. We're America's little jizz rag. That's all we are, man. That's how they look at us. Ain't that how they treat our women? Right? Call them cum buckets and all that stuff. Call them all the foul things.
Bed warmers.
Yeah, back then they were bed wenches. They're still bed wenches. Cause all them old Edomite, like I was on Facebook, man. I was scrolling through something, and this old ass Edomite, he had dough. You could tell he was flashing it. But every he posted pictures sitting next to like little black chicks. Like, yeah, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. Everything was all sexual. I'm about to go buy some sex, and it'd be a black chick sitting right next to him. That's how they look at us, but that's how we present ourselves. So somebody got to clean it up. What you think? She was holy and righteous before she got to you? And because you talked to her and said, "Shalom, sis," all of a sudden all her filth was washed away? Right. Because you told her to get in order, because you made her do Bible study, because you put her in a dress real quick, then all of a sudden, all the inner, deep down inside filth just faded off? Come on, man. You think because you got a beard and some fringes that your filth is gone? Like the Most High is like, yeah, you're righteous, my son. Hell nah. Most High's like, you got work to do. You got too much dirt on your hands for a beard and some fringes to clean off. You got to work on that inner man. Ooh. You got to work on that inner self.
Yeah, and that's why the Most High, even when you deal with Israel for 40 years, he was dealing with us in the wilderness, man, for 40 years.
Doing what?
Trying to work on us, man. Trying to clean us up.
Right.
Niggas, what y'all doing is not right. Keep walking. Because y'all ain't learned yet. But it shows just the time because, a lot of people, especially in our generation now, really every generation, we want things like this. We want it fast. They call us the microwave generation. Why? We want it like the microwave. You want to put the burrito in a toast oven. Let it cook for about 30 minutes. No, you want that 1 minute and 20-second burrito.
Yeah, you don't want to preheat the oven. You don't want to unthaw whatever it is that needs to be unthawed.
Right.
Stick it in, let it cook, check it, maintenance it. You don't want to do the things that it takes to prepare things the right way. Right. Come on, man. Y'all taste the pizza in the microwave. It come out soggy. Right? It be halfway done, not in the middle. Right. But that pizza in the oven, when you preheat that oven to 375, right? And you put that pizza right in, and that crust come out nice and crusty, right, nice and crispy, and it's done. All the cheese is evenly done. Yep. Like, damn, it was worth the time, right? Satisfied meal. You get that microwave dinner, man. You like, God damn, what the hell's going on here? Like, why does it taste like this? It'd be a brick on one side, too hot on the other. You're unsatisfied, but well, you got it done in a minute. You got it done in 30 seconds. Right? But that's the problem with our people. We want, like he said, the microwave generation. You want to be a teacher. You read Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, and you're a teacher. You told your rib, read Proverbs 31, and all of a sudden she's supposed to just be holy. Right. Because she knows the salute, all of a sudden she's righteous.
I gave her the spirit.
Yeah, like...
She didn't understand the spirit.
You taught her for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden you expect her to be sourer in the Bible. Like, come on, man. The Most High dealt with us in the wilderness for 40 years. He had to purge away a whole generation. Saved 2 people. He purged away a generation to get us clean. Think about that. Excuse me. Generations. Wasn't just one. Of 40 years of generations he purged. Just to get us good enough to where he was like, okay, y'all can make it into the promised land. Cat's ain't even taking 40 minutes, man, before you get with these women. Yep. And then you got the nerve to expect her to be on some level. Like, how come she's out of order? Well, did you teach her? Did you mess with her? Did you mess with the demons that were in her and purge those out before you decided to lay with her? and call her your wife and put a title on her and expect wife things. No, you didn't. So now when she's not acting like a wife, but she's acting like a child, it's like, well, you lay with a child. What you expect? You lay with a filthy, beastly woman, a worldly woman. That's what happened. The Most High didn't just take us and say, yeah, you're my wife. Bam. Throw on the front. He didn't. Man, he had to clean us up. Every time we went into a captivity, what did he have to do? Get us cleaned up. Get all the filth washed out of us. I'm going to have to set you up here on this mantle, wash you off, clean you, take the time, spend it with you, get into your head, show you your transgressions, and then let's see if you're ready. Let me prove you, right? Where were you going to go? I'm sorry.
Oh, the two Proverbs. The two Proverbs. And this point that I was going to bring out was just showing how the Most High, what the Most High is doing with us when He gets us a wife. Read.
Proverbs chapter 18, verse 22.
Read it.
Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtaineth favor of the Lord.
So when you found yourself a wife to betroth or a lady that the Most High was bringing onto you, it was supposed to be a good thing. You found favor from the Most High. Read. No. The next brother, read the other Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 32.
22.
Salah. 22. The blessing of the Most High, it maketh rich, and He added no sorrow with it.
Read that last part.
And He added no sorrow with it.
So you found a wife, you obtained favor from the Most High. So why is it now that, like the scripture says in Proverbs 10 and 22, the blessings of the Lord it maketh rich, and He added no sorrow onto it. So if you obtain favor from the Most High and He sent you a wife, why is it now that you have sorrow with this woman? Why is it now that the relationship is ending? Why is it now that y'all can't agree on anything? But the scripture tells you obtain favor from the Most High. The scripture tells you that a wife is a blessing. And it's telling you that if read verse 22 again from the top.
The blessing of the Most High, it maketh rich.
Yeah, you were supposed to be rich with this woman that the Most High gave you. She was supposed to be a fruitful possession unto you. A fruitful earth that you can bear children with. A perfect helpmeet, just like Eve was to Adam. Somebody that was your right hand, that was your right hand woman. Somebody that'll get things done the way you want it to get done, help you out many different ways. You were supposed to be rich with this woman. She was supposed to be a rich woman unto you. You were supposed to help develop her into a virtuous woman. But because we did not do that, read.
And added no sorrow with it.
And instead of us not having sorrow added to this blessing that the Most High gave us, now there's sorrow there. So we really got to look at ourselves and see, man, we messed up the Most High's blessing.
Well, why? Because we didn't move in the way the Most High dealt with us. That's what it all comes back to. If you want to know the perfect way to build anything, build the way the Most High builds. Use His instruction. Be meticulous. If you want to, brothers run around with God, we gods, we this, we that, but then act like a God. Build like a God. Clean like a God. Cherish things like a God. Do it the way the Most High would do it. Do it how He did us. How did He do us?
Patience.
Through patience, through long suffering. Not just moving rashly. Not just moving off of anger and lust. Not just moving off of emotion. But really moving off of true wisdom. Where we at?
Salak, could you give us what was the verse for Wisdom of Solomon that came out of 1 Corinthians?
Wisdom of Solomon 2:23. Go back to Leviticus 20 and 26. Read that one more time. Somebody else get Matthew 5:48.
Got four brothers in here.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
Right? Because this was the intent of the Most High for us to be holy. Go ahead. This is what a man should say. You know what? I got standards. I don't want, listen, me, I don't walk around my pants sagging, running around the streets with white beaters on only, with skinny shorts. I don't do that. Breath dirty and just face crusty, just roll out of bed and went to the mall. roll out of bed and went anywhere. I don't do that. So I have a standard. The standard that I keep for my woman should be the same. You ain't gonna walk around in spandex. You ain't gonna run around with everything all super tight. You're not gonna do anything that the world tells you is cool, because that's not my standard. If I have a standard, if I hold myself at a certain level, then you should, if you're associated with me, you're gonna do the same thing. So this is where the Most High is saying that. Listen, I got standards, bro. So guess what? You're gonna have standards too. But see, the ones that don't have a standard, you're gonna accept any old thing. You're just gonna take anything and call it wife, call it brother, call it friend, and not prove it. Read.
For I, the Most High, am holy,
Right?
and have severed you from other people,
Come on.
that ye should be mine.
Right, because how is something holy gonna be with something unholy? Can two walk together, at least they be in agreement?
Nah.
Of course not. So you sitting there trying to keep the law, trying to keep the commandments, running around beard, fringes, Bible, but then you accept a woman that's just like, I don't even want to put on the right attire. Think about it. Think about we always talk about the spandex, man, but really think about the mind frame of spandex. To me, it promotes laziness.
Big time.
To me, it promotes laziness and just no sense of self. Because these chicks will run around with black spandex and white drawers. And the spandex be so tight and pulling that you can see right through her black spandex. And then don't have the wherewithal or the self-awareness to say, you know what? Let me put something long over the spandex to at least cover myself.
Oh man, look, I had a female in the mall. He seen it. But she told me, she was like, I was like, dang, she don't even know that. She was like, nah, she do. She knew exactly what she was doing. A lot of these women, they do it on purpose, man.
And they do it, but it promotes that laziness or it promotes that lust.
Oh, lust.
See, these are the things that it promotes. Now, a man, when I see a man that's walking around with a woman that is half naked and he's not, I'm like, damn, what kind of man is this? This guy ain't got no standards. He's either the guy that's like, yeah, look at me, I can get her, and he wants everybody else to look, or he's insecure in himself. He needs to have her on his arm, right, for everybody else to see. That's a man of low standard, low self-esteem, no wisdom. So the Most High is showing us, man, listen, I got standards, and if you're going to be associated with me, you have to bring yourself up to standard. That's how we have to operate as men. I'm not going to operate with no brothers that ain't got no standard. I can't be walking around looking decent and presentable, pants up to my waist, right? And I'm rolling with a brother that's pants is hanging off his ass, looking like, and he's this dirty draw showing. Come on, man. It doesn't make sense. That's not what the Most High wanted. Go to Matthew 5:48.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Do what?
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Right. See, the Most High wanted perfection from Israel.
Okay.
He wanted perfection from us. The Most High wanted perfection from Israel. He said, be ye there perfect. Read it one more time.
Be ye therefore perfect.
Right, so where does the perfection come in though? Where does the perfection come in? Who knows?
Following the laws and statutes.
Following the law, following the wisdom. That's where the perfection comes in. Following righteousness. This is how we show that we're in the image of the Most High. By following His ways. Go ahead.
Even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Right, because the way that the Most High did things, it was perfect. The way the Most High did things with Israel, the nation, He did things in perfection. So, what did the Most High do when He brought us out of Egypt? That whole time He was bringing us through the wilderness. What was that? We said it earlier. What was that?
Cleansing us.
It was a cleansing period. Now let's bring it to marriage. Let's bring it to marriage and relationships. What was that time of being severed from Egypt, right? And then being brought through the wilderness for 40 years. What was that time?
Betrothal.
That was a what?
Betrothal.
That was a betrothal period, man. The Most High was in that espousal betrothal period with us. Go to Hosea 2:19.
Hosea chapter 2 verse 19. And I will betroth thee unto me forever.
Go ahead.
Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness.
In what?
In righteousness.
Wait, when you're betrothed to me, it's going to take 5 minutes and you can do whatever you want.
In righteousness.
See, the Most High said, I'm going to betroth you and make you righteous. It's going to be a righteous betrothal. It ain't going to be I met you at the gas station while we was pumping gas, and all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, you moved into my house and you're all of a sudden my rib. Even though you don't know what that is, what a rib is, what a wife, you don't know how to be a wife. The Most High said, read it from the top.
And I will betroth thee unto me forever. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness. And in judgment.
And in what?
And in judgment.
Go ahead.
And in loving kindness.
Read.
And in mercies.
Read.
I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness. And thou shalt know the Lord.
Somebody look up the word betroth. Very important. Look up the word betroth. Let me know what y'all get. Read on.
And it shall come to pass in that day I will hear, saith the Lord.
Come on.
I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth, and the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel, and I will sow her unto me in the earth.
Read.
And I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy.
Come on.
And I will say to them, which were not my people, thou art my people.
Right. See, the Most High didn't just say, I'm going to see you, take you in, you my people. I'm going to see you, take you in, you my wife. I'm going to just meet you in the club and you're my wife. He said, you're going to be betrothed to me. This is going to be a betrothal period. See, brothers is thinking, what, we didn't have a betrothal period because in Deuteronomy it said when you find a woman, you lay hold on her? You lay with her, that's your wife? That was giving you the synopsis of what would happen. But there was more intricate details into that. What you think? We didn't have ceremonies? You think we were just brute beasts just wrapping up women out in the street and just laying with them on the spot? Come on, man. We were men of wisdom. We were men of wisdom. Even Joseph and Mary had a betrothal. They had some betrothal period. It wasn't as long as it could have been, but there was a time. Who got betrothed?
Says enter into a formal agreement to marry.
Oh, I got that right. Yeah. You said whatever you one more time.
To enter into a formal agreement to marry.
To marry, right? What else?
It also says it's a mutual promise or contract for a future marriage.
Right.
Synonyms for it is.
Let me show y'all what I got.
Come.
Because there's something that I'm looking for in there to show y'all. So I was in the McClintock and Strong's Biblical Cyclopedia online. I looked up betroth. Among the Hebrews, this relation was usually determined by the parents. So the betrothal period was determined by the parents. Very important. Remember when you read about Judges? What did Samson do when he wanted to go get with the Philistine?
He told his parents to get her.
He told his dad, go get me that woman. It wasn't that his dad was going to go grab the chick up for him. The dad was going to go to the parents. The dad was going to go to where Hosea 2:19. So the dad, Samson told his dad, go get that woman for me. Because the dad was going to go to the woman's parents and set up the arrangements. You see that? Now Samson was following the law. He was following Deuteronomy. He found a woman that was not betrothed. Go there real quick. Go to Deuteronomy 22. Because brothers be having like this misconception. People have these misconceptions of these scriptures, man. and they you read it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's how we operated. We just saw a woman, grabbed her, and just knocked it down right in the bushes. Come on, man. Think about it. We weren't brute beast animals. We weren't wild dogs. We were men of wisdom. We were men that operated in the spirit of the Most High. Be ye there perfect because I am perfect. Right?
Got it.
So go there, Deuteronomy, right? Go there real quick.
22 verse 28.
Go to Deuteronomy 22:28.
Come.
Very important.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 28.
This is where that idiotic logic comes from. It comes from the lack of understanding of the scriptures. Deuteronomy 22 verse 28. Read.
If a man find a damsel that is a virgin,
right,
which not betrothed,
which is what?
Which is not betrothed.
Which is not betrothed. Now, think about it.
Betrothed.
How would he know that she was a virgin? Unless he talked to her, right?
Come.
How would he know that she's not betrothed?
Talk to her.
He'd have to talk to her. He'd have to find out. Women weren't walking around with a betrothal sticker on their head. Like, yeah, this one, it just said betrothed on our forehead, a stamp. Ah! Betrothed. No! They weren't. How do we know? Because when you read down in the case of rape, there were women that were raped that were betrothed. And the man didn't care, right? That she was betrothed or not. He didn't care that she had a man. He still raped her. So, read on where you at.
Come. And lay hold on her.
Right?
And lie with her.
Come on, that lay hold on her didn't mean that he just grabbed her and laid with her right there on the spot. He lay hold on her. He can't listen. He stopped. He came. Think about it. When you lay hold on a woman in the club, what you do?
Rapping with her.
You rapping with her. You talking to her. You spin that game. See, there was a process here, man. You spit that game, right? My game is strong. I got the snap. I got the digits. Whatever you did. And what did you do? Some cats is animal beasts and they'll knock it down in the bathroom. Yeah, we know that. Right? But most men operate in what? Let me get the number. Let me see what you're about. Let me talk to you. Right? There was a period there. A betrothal. But even in this day and age, some cats' betrothal period, even in the world, is what? One date. Yeah, as soon as we hang out, I'm hitting. Because why? She ain't got no standards, and neither do you. That's a standardless relationship. And then you wonder why it don't last. You wonder, like, wait a minute, how come it's just not going good for me? But what wisdom are you applying? You applying the first date rule? You applying the 3-date rule? After 3 dates, you should be at third base. Ain't that what the world tells you? Like different bases? Like after this date, it should be second base. After this date, it should be this base. Like, what the hell? How does that work out? Well, it works out in 50% divorce rate. That's how it works.
Higher than that.
Higher than that, right? 51%. That's how it's working out because no one's taking the time. No one's taking what the Most High calls the betrothal. No one's taking that time to really get to know one another. You're taking that time to do what? Let's go to the movies. Let's just hang out. Let's just do carnal things. But we're supposed to take that time to really get a chance, as we keep saying it, in this, especially in this day and age, where the parents ain't got no standards, the mom, the dad, no one has standards. No one's teaching their daughters how to be a wife. At least back in the day, back in biblical times, you at least had a man, a husband and a wife, when they had a daughter, they were grooming her for what?
Marriage.
They were grooming her for marriage. A man was being groomed for what?
Marriage. No.
A man was being groomed to be a man. Whether it be a husband or just a man. He was groomed in wisdom.
Come.
The world, man, they're not grooming these women. That's why a woman at the age of 12 or a girl at the age of 12 is like, that's a girl. You got to get them what? Damn near in their 40s for them to be ready for anything because they've been programmed that what? They gotta, I'm not going to have a baby until I'm 50. right? I gotta party, I gotta use myself up, I gotta go make sure I sold my royal oats. That's what these women are being trained in. Go to college, get jizzed on by every dude, get drunk, get used, get passed around, get trains ran on you, and then by the time you hit 40, present yourself to a man to be a wife. But you already been used up. Who wants that? You've already been programmed in your brain of how you're gonna operate through life. What type of wife you're gonna be. You've already been programmed. This is the type of wife I'm gonna be. I'm gonna rule my nigga. That's the type of wife you've been told to be. Talking about you want a man that's gonna put you in your place. Well then guess what? Here's the trash can. That's where you belong, some of y'all, man. That's the place that some of our women belong. Because of why the mentality, the garbage mentality in their heads. And brothers should be stepping up and saying, listen, I want you as a wife. Why? Not just because of your body, but because I see that first of all, you're a daughter of Zion.
Con.
And we're here to build our nation. Read on where you at.
Con. And lie with her, and they be found.
You gotta bring it up. And right, you see that? He says that he lied with her and they be found. Now, is it saying that he lied with her right there on the spot and somebody walked and peeked over the bush and he found him? Like, see, I see them, like, Smokey and him over here having sex. No. This ain't no Ezel situation where you just grabbed some chick out in the streets and took her behind the bush and someone came and found her. Found you and her sleeping together. No. They be found meaning that it was known in the community that, okay, this man laid with this woman. So even when brothers read this scripture, man, because you got brothers that will formulate their thought process off this scripture, I've heard it. Like, yeah, we just found him and we just took him. We just took him right there on the spot. Okay. So we didn't have no standard. We didn't go to the bedchamber. We didn't deal with nothing with the father. We didn't do any of that. We just had random sex in the streets as men with wisdom. That's what we did. Where did David do that? He at least when he grabbed Uriah the Hittite's wife, he had her in the house. He brought her to his bedchamber. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Even in his little bit of wickedness, you never hear about Solomon just grabbing up all the 1,000 wives he had and knocking them down in the streets. Or as soon as he saw him, he just hit it. You never read that. So where's brothers getting that from? Like, you don't gotta take time to know them. Well, guess what? Now you see the repercussions of your act. Now you see the repercussions of your actions. That lack of wisdom, man. The Most High even took time to know us and to get us right. Go jump back to Hosea. Damn, it's already 9. Wow. Go back to Hosea. Read that. If y'all got points, man.
And I will betroth thee unto me forever.
Right?
Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness.
Right?
And in judgment.
That's what it was about. It wasn't about us as Israel, as the nation, staying filthy. It was about us coming back to righteousness. It wasn't about you just finding some woman to just call your wife some random chick on the block because she just looked like because she was single. Oh, I get it. Because she was single and she needed a husband, you just took her in. But what about bringing her to what it said, righteousness? Go ahead.
And in judgment.
And true judgment. Read.
And in loving kindness.
And showing her that loving kindness. Come on.
And in mercy.
Read.
I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness. And thou shalt know the Lord. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth, and the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say,
he said, I'm going to have mercy upon her that didn't obtain mercy. That's what you were supposed to be looking at when you got with a woman. Like, how do I show mercy to this woman? How do I give this woman grace? Well, let me teach her. The Most High did that to us, right? How do we get grace and mercy from the Most High? He had to teach us. Go ahead.
And I will say to them which are not my people.
Because why were we not the Most High's people? What made us not his people? Because we strayed away, right? Because we went a backsliding after all the abominations of the earth. So she ain't your woman until what? When does she become your woman? When does she become a wife?
She become when you clean her.
When you do what?
When you cleanse her.
When you cleanse her. When you clean her mind. When you show her the right way. When you take your time. Not because you laid with her. A wife got to do wife things. A wife got to do wife things. Because you walk around with a white coat and a stethoscope don't make you a doctor. Yep. Look at old Jude that they found down in Florida. He was... Remember that young kid?
16?
He was 16 years old he had an office, right, a stethoscope, and a white coat.
Workers.
Talking about, and he wasn't even no doctor, man, but he looked like one.
Right.
He got found out. He had to be taught. But it's the same way with our women. Yep. The only way you can call her a wife is if she's doing wife things.
Yeah, that's why the definition, I'm going to bring this out, because it says scripture about betrothal, but it's a purpose of betrothal. It says cultivation of romance and preparation for spiritual and emotional unity.
Read that one more time.
The purpose of betrothal, cultivation of romance and preparation for spiritual and emotional unity in marriage.
So for brothers acting like, we ain't supposed to be romantic with our women. Yeah, we had some romance.
Right. And this isn't even talking about the sex part. This you're cultivating that vibe. You're cultivating that oneness between you and this woman. You're coming to know who she is. She's understanding who you are. Because whenever you're at the part of betrothal, she already understands that she wants to be with you. See, there's 3 steps. There's 3 different steps. You got dating, which is probably you see her. You know, ooh, dang, that's sister right there. I see her here with a hair wrap on.
That's not dating. That's just when you meet.
Yeah, right.
You meet.
You see her. Dang, that's beautiful. You trying to get around her. You trying to get around her parents. You know what I mean? They see you doing righteous things.
Because even in the betrothal period, that's when you even took time to know her family, her parents. Because it even says, let me finish this definition. Oh no, finish yours real quick.
Yeah, it just says cultivation. Is it the same thing? Cultivation, or actually, cultivation of romance and preparation for spiritual and emotional unity in marriage.
You see that? Preparation for spiritual and emotional unity. So the betrothal period, you were supposed to be getting in her spirit and figuring out what emotions does she run on.
But let me show you this real quick. But the physical affection in that, and betrothal of that, it says, no physical contact whatsoever until the wedding.
You see that? You see that? But cats be like, well, we ain't got to get to know them, huh?
Right.
But that's why you don't know her spiritual defects. You don't know her emotional triggers.
Because that's why it says betrothal period is for spiritual and emotional preparation, falling in love, not physical affection.
So you were supposed to prepare her spirit for what? You were supposed to do what with her? What do we do with brothers when you come in? What's brothers' betrothal period in the truth?
Coming to class.
Coming to class, but what are you getting hit with? Ecclesiastes, the 2nd chapter. Prepare thy soul for temptation when you come to serve the Most High. So the betrothal period was to show her, listen, this is what we're going to go through. This is what you're going to go through as a woman in the truth. This is what we're going to go through as a couple in the truth. You're supposed to prepare her mind for those things. Not just meet her, hit it, right. She's my rib.
Right. Like it's a television show or something.
It's a date, yeah. It's like you using the Bible to date.
Right, you doing the dang, what was that? Blind date show that used to be on there?
It was called Blind Date.
What's a blind date? They used to meet at one time, rap, yay or nay. But if it was a yay, you see the door closed behind them.
You treating this like it's Tinder.
Right.
Brothers, you treating the Bible like it's Tinder, like it's a dating app. No, bro, that's not how we operate. That's America. America's on that notch in the bedpost.
Right.
Notch in my belt, burn them and turn them.
Right, that's why the Most High said, make not whores out of the daughters of Zion. Treat them not like an average chick. Treat them like that first scripture. Delicate and comely, man. Treat it like it's a Rihanna. Ooh, I'm going to try to do everything I can to get with Rihanna. We're going to take it real slow. Why? Because you want it, man. You want it to work.
Well, that's the problem. It's like brothers don't want their relationships to work because you're not doing the right way. You're not applying the right steps. You're meeting them, and then you're married. That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna finish this betrothal definition. Among the Hebrews, this relation was usually determined by the parents or brothers, without consulting the parties until they came to be betrothed. So it's letting you know that the two people that were sent to be betrothed, they didn't have to be consulted with.
Yeah.
This was between the parents, and if they weren't around, it was between the brothers. The head of that woman, the head of that man. Okay? The engagement, or the engagement period, betrothal, espousal, engagement, took place very early, as is still the case in Oriental countries, though it was not consummated by actual marriage until the spouse was at least 12. The spouses were at least 12 years of age. So this is showing you, back in our time, it's like if I have my son, he's 5 years old, and this brother had a daughter that was probably around the same age. We would come together and say, listen, I want my son to marry your daughter.
Right. I know you got good standards.
Yeah, I know you got good standards. I know what type of manner of man you are, right? You're an upstanding citizen. This brother follows the law. Somebody's phone ringing? Or am I tripping?
No, I heard that too.
Oh, okay. So guess what? I want my son to marry into your family.
Right.
Got it.
And vice versa. I want my son to be with your daughter because I know that you're going to raise your daughter the right way.
Right.
So we would set it up early, right? And then by the time they hit 12, we're already grooming them for this marriage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm grooming my son. Okay, son. At his birth, I'm grooming him. In the law, like the scriptures say. At birth, he's grooming his daughter, like the scriptures say. Right? We're not showing them birthday parties and all that crap, Christmas. But we're grooming them I'm grooming him to be a man. He's grooming his daughter to be a wife to my son.
Yeah.
Right? But what's the problem with that today? Who's doing that? No one.
Listen, women aren't even bringing men that they date to their parents.
Right.
They're scared.
You're not even introducing them.
You run through about 10 men. You gotta hear this. You run through about 10 men. Then on the 11th one, you want to show them. Like, nigga, you should have did that the first one, and your dad would have told you not to get with him. Why? He saw some traits in this man that you should have been with.
Right. Your parents think you a virgin all the way to 31.
Right.
Because the first guy you introduced them to was when you was 31, but you had 10 other guys that you already let knock down.
Yeah.
Knock you down. But the whole time they're like, oh, my daughter's a virgin. No, she's not. She got ran through in college. She got ran through in high school. Now all of a sudden she's a born again virgin. Stop. It's filthy.
Right. And that's how you know, especially women, that's how you know if a man is not really for you. If you ain't talking about your people, your parents, what they think, what their mind is, he should meet them. Why? He's interested in you.
Yeah. Listen, if a man is asking about your parents and wanting to meet them, he's trying to do things the biblical way.
Oh yeah.
If he hasn't even laid with you, come on, man, you ain't gonna find that nowhere. Because 99.999% of men out in this world is like, what? Forget about your parents, I want their panties. Right? They don't give a damn about meeting your family, meeting your dad. They want to hit it and leave. That's it. They want it because no one is teaching the men. This is the standard. No one is teaching the woman, wait a minute. Don't just accept everything. Don't just let every man hit it. Don't just be with every man that comes your way and shows you, likes your Instagram photo or gives you a Facebook like. Oh, he liked my photo, girl. I gotta get with him. Hell nah. What are you talking about? He might be a serial killer on the low. Or hey, I've been talking to this chick online for 2 seconds and she's righteous, brother. I'm gonna move her all the way from a whole other state. Huh? Wait a minute. What? But you just met her when? Well, it's been like 2 solid weeks of Facebook Messenger. What the heck are you talking about? 2 solid weeks. But I talk to her every day from 7 to 10. That's when y'all should have been watching class. From 7 to 10, you trying to cultivate on Messenger. Stop. Then you move around and you wonder why it don't work. Because you took 2 weeks. You didn't do things the right way. I'm going to finish this up. It said, though it was not consummated by actual marriage until the spouse was at least 12 years of age, the betrothing was performed a 12th month or more before the marriage. You see that? So the betrothal period was at least a year before the actual marriage, before the coming together, before the consummation. We took at least a year to get to know our spouse. To like he read in that definition, to build a romance.
And you fortifying it,
to
man.
build a love. It took that man at least a year to get to know. Damn, what's her favorite color? What is she like? Excuse me, what is she like? What's her spirit like? What emotions is she running on? See, it was a lot easier back in this time. Why? Because all that was being worked on through the parents. So you need more than a year now. Niggas be needing like 40 years to get into these women's head, man. As long as she's been on the earth, if she's 25, you're gonna need 25 years to break down all the foolishness. She got 25 years of filth in her. Who's teaching her? From her birth, she's been raised up in what? Filth. Filth and pollution. So the 25 years, now the wisdom works faster than that. Max is like, damn. 25 years on? But think about it. Think about how much filth we got on us as young men. You 40 years old, you got 40 years of filth if you just came into the truth. Is it going to take 1 year to get all that off? To get all that out? Is it going to take 2 years? 3 years? It's going to take until Christ come back for us to be perfect. So what does it also show? Are we going to be perfect in 3 years, 2 years? Is a man going to get a woman to perfection in a year? But it shows that it's a constant work. It's a constant cultivating. Not as soon as you hit it, all of a sudden, she's righteous, brother. I don't got to do no more works. I'm done with, my mission here is complete. Found me a rib, hit it. Now I put her in a dress. You didn't explain why. You didn't explain to her nationality why it's all important. You just said put on a dress, put on a hair wrap. Say the salute.
You a possession.
You my woman now, but did you teach her? Are you constantly fortifying the things of the betrothal? That's the important thing. She's my wife, so she got to follow what I say. Well, I've been teaching her Genesis. Where are you fortifying her spirit? Constantly. Constantly fortifying the things that need to be, and pulling out the things out of her, the imperfections. But that's constantly being done for us, right? Didn't Paul say I die daily? Right? So what about the cultivation of your relationship? And working on it for it. I'm constantly cultivating my rib 15 years later. And showing her where she can get better. And showing her where she can grow. It's constant. It ain't just a one-time thing. I hit it and then 6 months later she's good. No. It's constant. Years in. You got to do it. I'm going to finish this up. The betrothing was performed a 12th month or more before the marriage, either in writing or a piece of silver given to the spouse before a witness. That dowry of virgins, that was given months before you lay with that woman as a pledge for their mutual engagements. From there, go to Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 11 and 2.
You said before witnesses, right?
And it was done before witnesses.
And I like that part because it said done before witnesses. Just on one of the points that Aggie student brought out about a lot of disappearing women, but there's a point you said having the family of the betrothed involved is much more effective and realistic approach to the courtship process. Family can oftentimes see character flaws that the starstruck will either true, but that was definitely in back in the day. That's how we dealt. It was common. Why? Because we knew who we were. We were Israelites. We had a standard. Nowadays, girl, when you talk about Israelites, oh, you an Israelite? Like, who is that? So it has such a bad name is that, it still has to be known, but at the same time, it's not the same.
And you know what that does? That witnesses, it holds each party accountable. See, niggas don't want to be held accountable. They just want to sneak into the bedroom, tap, 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 and then dip off. Like, no, I wasn't there. I didn't hit that. Or they can get with a chick, deal with her for 6 months. She can wig out. He can wig out. No one's holding themselves accountable. Because why? That man only fears the eyes of man and not the eyes of the Most High. So it's like, well, they didn't, her parents, I didn't meet them. I didn't meet her people, so guess what? I can just dip out. I can just send her on her way packing. There's no accountability there. Where now, you got to answer to that father. Like, wait a minute, what's going on with y'all? Now you got to sit down and do what? Seek counsel when it's not going right. Seek wisdom, not just hide her up in your house and have her doing some weird, strange things and whatever you want, and then, well, see how she's wicked. See how it ain't me, it's her. No, now there got to be some accountability because there's witnesses. Wait a minute, it ain't going good. Let's bring everybody to the table and sit down. Now you got to counsel. That's what brothers be avoiding. That's what they run from. Like, I don't want nobody around my rib because the counsel don't work. So guess what? I'm gonna just hide her in the apartment, right? I'm gonna hide her in the apartment and act like I got one, but she ain't coming around none of y'all because I don't want her to expose the foolishness that I'm doing.
Right. I'm gonna keep her at arm's distance from y'all.
Yeah, I don't want her to expose what I'm doing. I don't want her to show my unbalance, my lack of judgment.
Right.
I don't want her to expose. I don't want her to ask questions that contradict the things that I'm trying to push my own agenda. Because it ain't biblical. Because if it was, then what? You would do things the right way. You see that? If it was all about the Bible and serving the Most High, this is how things would be done.
Yep.
It wouldn't be like, oh, the counsel don't work and you brother. Nah, it wouldn't be that. Go to 2 Corinthians.
Come.
Go to 2 Corinthians 11 and 2. Read.
Come.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy.
Come on.
For I have espoused you to one husband.
Paul said what?
I have espoused you to one husband.
There is no espousal period. He just threw us on the title. He just made us a wife.
I have espoused you to one husband.
But we ain't gonna take time to know nobody.
I have espoused you to one husband.
You see that? He said, I espouse you to one husband. This is very important, very key. Read.
That I may present you as a chaste virgin.
That what?
That I may present you as a chaste virgin.
Because that one husband, which was Christ, he was supposed to change you. Because our women aren't chaste virgins. They're dirty whores. Our men aren't chaste virgins. They're filthy whoremongers. So you were supposed to be espoused to Christ so he could make you this chaste virgin. This is what Paul was doing. This was Paul's whole mission. Listen, I'm going to show you about Christ, man. You ain't going to be called Christ's, but I'm going to show you about him. We're going to get you cleaned up. We're going to put you through this process, this refining process. And then you're going to be called the wife of Christ, the bride of Christ. I'm espousing you. I'm giving you time to know each other. Right? I'm going to give you this time and period to know what you're getting yourself into. So that you can be cleaned up. Watch, read.
That I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ.
To who?
To Christ.
To the world.
To Christ.
To a bunch of husbands.
To Christ.
Read verse 3.
But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety.
See, how was Eve beguiled? What did he hit? Did the serpent, did he sleep with Eve and then she was beguiled? No, he hit that mind. The serpent hit that mind of Eve. Y'all get it? Y'all with me? The same way we were supposed to hit the mind of these women and in the espousal period to make them a chaste virgin for you and a chaste virgin spiritually to Christ. The same way Satan ripped that out of Eve and changed her mind, we were supposed to do the opposite. That's why he said, but I fear, lest by any means the serpent beguiled Eve. Now, we didn't have to trick and beguile our women into following Christ, but we were supposed to be espoused to them and take that time to convert their minds. Right? Put off the old man, put on the new that is renewed in the knowledge of Christ. That's what we were supposed to be doing. Not just, oh, you my wife, get in order. Put on this dress, put on this hair wrap, talk a certain way, stop eating pork. You weren't supposed to just be barking orders. You were supposed to take that time to explain things, why it's important. This is your nationality, sis. Look at history. This is how we did things as Hebrews. Oh, we're Hebrews because look, Deuteronomy 28. Cats don't even go to Deuteronomy 28 with their rib. They're just like, man, look, the Bible says you my possession, see? Proverbs 31, see? You go to those two scriptures and that's it. See, Deuteronomy 28 says when I lay with you, you're mine. Right. That's it. That's all you got for her.
Ecclesiastes 26.
Ecclesiastes 20, and then when she gets out of order, you want to show her all the wicked scriptures. Well, you don't even show her why it applies to her. You didn't take the time to show her why she should even follow. Why it's important for her to carry herself a certain way. No one's taking that time. But then when she gets out of order, it's like, see how she's wicked, she's off, she's this. She was never on.
Right.
Sorry. She was never on. She'd been off. You never took the time to cleanse her. Read on.
So your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ.
You see that? Go to espousal. Espousal. I'm going to read this. He said, I espouse you to one husband, right? Espousal. This is from the Mackintosh and Strong's Biblical Cyclopedia. I get it online. It says, espousal was a ceremonial of betrothing or coming under obligation for the purpose of marriage, and was a mutual agreement between two parties which usually preceded the marriage some consideration of time. Yep. So the espousal process took time. Yep. It said a considerable time. Not 1 week, not 2 weeks, not 3 weeks. It was at least a year. I'm espoused to this woman. I'm taking time to know her. I'm taking time to, listen, again, the Most High took 40 years, right, to know us, and 2 of us made it. Joshua, Caleb, and the children. He was like, well, I don't like that in you. Guess what? Purged. I don't like that in you. Guess what? Purged. He was taking time to purge out the imperfections. That's what you're supposed to be doing with anybody that you met. That's what we do with brothers. We don't just meet brothers and all of a sudden, he's an officer of 30. He's an officer of 50. Nah. We take time. How do we do it? Ecclesiastes 6 and verse 7. How do we do it? Or what do we do? This is what you're supposed to be doing. Anybody ignorantly thinking like we just grabbed up some chick and threw her in the house? Why would you even want to do that? That's America, man. That's America's mentality. Like, you just meet somebody on Twitter and call her your boyfriend. You meet somebody on Twitter and call him your dude. That's my man. Y'all ever meet? No. We just be tweeting a lot. Like, what? So you never face-to-face it? Well, we FaceTime. Like, what the hell are you talking about? We FaceTime. But that's it. That's America. They gave you FaceTime, Skype, Twitter, social media, Tinder, what's the other apps?
Christian Mingle.
ChristianMingle.com.
Fish.
Right? They give you Facebook Messenger.
Farmers only.
Farmers only?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like for like people in that do farming and agriculture.
He got Ashley Madison.
That's hilarious. But they give you all these lazy tools, and then you really think you get to know somebody. That's lazy. But I am with her every day. Look. I got fires next to her name on Snapchat. We got a streak. Like, we got a streak, so she's my real? What the hell? Where's the wisdom in that? You don't learn nothing from nobody snapping them. But it be video snaps, not just texting, brother. But now we see why it don't last. Because you thought that all them snaps you were sending, and it was all this carnal things. Look at my house, look at my car, look at it. You snapped her a few scriptures and you thought that was going to get her in line? But you never saw situations. You didn't take the time to see or even pay attention to the red flags. When you told her to do something and she jumped out of order, all the demons in her just start raging up, you didn't take the time. You didn't do what the scriptures say. Read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
Wait, just call him a friend.
Prove him first.
Yeah, how do you prove a friend? Well, how did the Most High prove us? How does he prove us? Day by day. What's being tested? Your faith, your patience, your long suffering, your love of the brethren, your love of your nation. By what? Through much affliction you shall enter into the kingdom. Acts 14:22. Ecclesiastes 2. When you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. All the things that are presented to you that are contrary of the Bible, those are meant to prove you. And then guess what? The scriptures themselves itself, the wisdom itself, is meant to prove us.
Yes, sir.
But what happens when you say, well, I don't got to prove her. She's already, she came with, look, I met her online, she had a Hebrew name. So what does that mean? You ain't got to prove her? What does that mean? She knows how to be a wife?
The Most High got her in order already, yeah?
She's already in order, brother. Yeah, she's already, look, she had a Hebrew name. When I met her, that profile pic, you know, she had the white on and it was the head wrap. And she already knows about the fringes. Okay, come. So you prove that she knows those things. But did you prove her spirit? That betrothal period, you take that time to prove the things that were in her. Prove her as a friend. Read on.
And be not hasty to credit
Be
him.
not what?
Hasty to credit
Yeah,
him.
man, some brothers be too hasty to give credit.
Yeah.
You're too hasty to call her a wife, call her a friend.
Yep.
You ain't been through nothing.
Right. Yeah, a lot of brothers be simple as hell though, because they don't even understand, you know, what true, dedication, what true,
Sisters too.
yeah, oh, definitely.
Sisters too.
That's why whenever somebody's like, hey, Shalom, King. Oh my God, there she is, there she is.
Yeah.
Call me King and Lord.
She can hit you with a shalom Lord and all of a sudden, see, she's humble, brother.
Yeah, how was your mother?
She hit you with she shalom you over the internet and all of a sudden, like,
Right.
she's the one. He hit you with a shalom queen,
Yeah,
shalom empress.
She said she loved to cook and clean. How often?
He be posting scriptures on Facebook and all of a sudden he's righteous.
Right.
You didn't get to know him. You don't know what he do off of Facebook.
Right.
But see, he's posting the wisdom. He's speaking the Bible. Yeah, that's on Facebook. What about when he's at work going crazy on people? What about the fact that he's a lion in his own house? He ain't got no balance. He ain't got no etiquette. He ain't got no discernment. He makes the wrong decisions. What about that? You find out how many relationships he's been through before you?
Right.
Brothers don't even take the time to find out, like, how long were you in your last relationship? Why'd you break up? What happened? Who went down? You don't even take the time to do that. Oh, you single? You're mine. That's not how you operate, man. Prove a friend. That betrothal period was when you were supposed to prove that woman. Prove the things in her. It says a friend is born through adversity. That's a true friend. A brother is born through adversity, so it's going to take the adverse times to see. Is she going to stick to wisdom or her emotions? How you didn't go through adversity when you met a person a week ago. That adverse times, you know what it takes? It takes at least a year for you to go through that honeymoon stage, and then some real issues pop up, and you really get to see each other and know each other, and know how does this man react in a time of stress? How does this man react in a time of when he gets angry? Does he run on emotions? Well, you would never know. You ain't gonna know that in the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because there shouldn't be nothing for y'all to get angry about.
Right.
Y'all should be in the stage of honeymoon and getting to know each other and building, like I said, the romance.
Yep. The spiritual and emotional connection.
The emotional and spiritual connection. You're not gonna get that in 3 weeks. Like, she's righteous, brother. I need her.
Right.
Okay. Come on. That's why 6 months later she's gone.
Right.
And you left heartbroken.
Complaining about you.
Read on. Read on, Major.
Come. Verse 8. For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
But how will you know that? How will you know? It's going to take time. Of course she don't move in with you. She's homeless. Of course she wants to move in. Yeah, let's play house, Daddy.
All right.
Why? Because she just got kicked out of her last house.
Right.
She just got booted out of her last relationship. So you the rebound. You don't know it.
Right.
You think like she's locked in, sister, holier than thou.
Right.
But she just using you for a place to stay. She gonna put up with you just a little bit, just enough, until she what? Finds the next escape route. Finds the next place to live. What were you gonna say?
No, that's real. You playing house.
You play out, but in your mind, because you didn't take the time to see where she was at, you just threw her up in the house. You just let him come in and live with you. He needed a place to stay because he was a bum Negro. She needed a place to stay because she was a sister that was not about nothing. She wasn't the Proverbs 31 sister you thought she was. She wasn't a go-getter like she claimed on Facebook. See, I'm a go-getter. I do these things for my man. And she posted pictures of PlayStation remotes. Like, see, and PlayStation remote in one hand and a plate in the other. See, I let my man play video games and I cook for him. And then you come to find out she homeless. She ain't got no place to stay. How the hell is she cooking for anybody?
Right.
Well, because the last man didn't want to deal with her ignorant, disgruntled, rebuttal, non-thankful self. Boom, gave her the boot.
Right, and you caught her right after that, so she's over here looking docile and meek and humble, and these niggas just don't treat me right.
Yep, she gave you the whole one-sided story. She gave you there's a man that hangeth down his head, but inwardly is full of deceit. She hit you with that.
Yep.
Because it says there's a friend that's a friend for their own occasion. They're only around for themselves, man. They using and abusing you. But you so knuckleheaded and so simple-minded. You like, yeah, see, I got me a new rib. Oh, I got me a new husband, girl. Bought me a McDonald's meal. See, he takes me out. My man take care of me.
Right.
He took me to eat Whataburger. Come on, man. I don't even take my kids to eat Whataburger, so stop. I don't even take my kids out and call that a meal. Come on, man. Some of y'all so gassed up on the caramel. You're not looking at this man. See, his fringes are long, girl. His beard. He's righteous. Or you just cling to any man that gives you the attention. Any woman that gives you attention, you cling to. That ain't the way to do it. Read on.
Come. And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
They will not do what?
Abide in the day of thy trouble.
Well, because you didn't take the time to know that. You didn't take the time to figure out what manner of person is this. Did they abide in the day of others' trouble, or when it got hard? You know when it says what did it say?
When the going gets tough.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going. But for some, when the going gets tough, the weak they skate out.
Fade off.
They fade. All of a sudden, your table is full of people when you got it. When you start getting slim on the money and the meals, what happened? People start peeling off, man. In the day of trouble, they will not abide. Read on.
Come. Verse 8. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
Jump down to verse 10.
Come. Again, some friend is a companion at the table.
They're what?
Is a companion at the table.
Yeah, when it's time to eat, they there.
Right.
Think about the multitudes, man. When Christ was feeding them, when he was feeding the multitudes, what happened? They was all there to eat. But when that fish stopped flowing, what happened? They left. The multitude got thin because they were there for one purpose. But how did he prove them? When he started hitting them with wisdom and parables and dark sayings, they were like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm out.
Right.
Who stuck around? The 12. The 12 true friends. See, we got to get better at proving people. Not just accepting any old thing into your house, man. Go to Ecclesiastes 11 and verse 9. Oh no, read on.
Come. And will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
Yeah, they won't be there for your affliction. Nope, that ain't my problem. That's your problem.
Right, you get laid off from work, your girl like, nigga, I gotta go, man. It's like, but I was paying all the bills and we was working together. She was eating off of you.
Yeah, she wasn't paying all the bills. You was paying all the bills.
Right.
She might have cooked 2-3 meals and you deemed her a wife.
Yep.
And as soon as hard times hit, what does she do? See, nigga, you lazy.
Right.
See, I can't. She gonna find the next guy that got dubbed. Or the next person to hitch up under.
Yeah, as soon as you try to correct her on something, what she do? She start, you ain't got, don't tell me nothing.
Yeah, you can't, that Bible stuff. Because you ain't got it now. But but the sad part is brothers put themselves, sisters put themselves the most in that position. The Most High wasn't gonna put himself in that position. Right. He was gonna purge all the filth. Read on.
Come. Verse 11. But in thy prosperity.
Go to Ecclesiastes 11:29.
Come.
Ecclesiastes 11:29.
Come. Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 29.
Come on.
Bring not every man into thine house.
Listen, this is the Bible, man. The Bible says, bring not every man into thy house, every woman into your house. Why? Read on.
For the deceitful man hath many trains.
Yeah, because if you don't figure out the baggage they come with, you're going to be deceived. You're going to be thinking that they here for you, that they down. She's loyal. She down ass chick. But then guess what? Her main dude get out of jail, and guess what she do? She leave you and go to him.
Oh, that's real.
You was just a side nigga until the main dude got paroled. You was just a pit stop. Yep. You were just the one that was there to maintain her. Oh, yeah. Appease her flesh. Give her some food.
Yeah, you was like them hors d'oeuvres, man. You know what I mean? You was a little appetizer for the main dish had to drop out. They was waiting for that main dish.
Yeah, you were the rebound. But guess what? You didn't know it. Yep. You didn't care to know it, though. That's the sad part. It's like you didn't care. You know why you know you didn't care? You didn't follow wisdom. You didn't follow the correct steps. You thought that, I don't got to get to know her. I don't got to figure out the things about her. Is she deceiving me? Ecclesiastes 11:29, that's where we at. Go. Is she being deceptive? Is she just using me until something better comes along? Is he just using me? Because brothers do it too. Brothers do it too. You use these women as pit stops. Yep. She just a means to an end, brother. What the hell? What if the Most High treated you as a means to an end? You just a means to an end. You just a stop. You just a notch. You just a rebound. You just a jump off.
Yep. Can I get one?
Oh,
give me Proverbs 14 and 15 real quick. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 15. Because in scripture, and he just pulled, it talks about bring that every man into thy house. Wow, you thinking? You're not just moving off emotion. You're not moving off your loins, your lust. You're not just moving off of, carnality. Because that's what the world taught us, man. Oh man, she dressed nice, got the Michael Kors, she looked together, got a job together, her hair looked good, not knowing I was a wig, not knowing I wasn't her real hair. Oh, he got the muscles. Yeah, not knowing he was just shooting roids and got anger problems.
Right?
Read where you at.
Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
The simple believe every word.
Yeah, see, the simple believe everything that they see and hear. The simple. The world is creating simpletons. Nobody want to put no work in, man.
Nope.
Women believe these old garbage men when they come at them sideways. They come at them with some, oh, listen, baby, I'm true, I'm new, I'm the best one for you. You like, what? They like, oh my God, I've been waiting for him to. He gave me John 3:16. Hey, nigga, did he break it down at least? He just quoted John 3:16?
Probably not.
Right. Like, did he tell you what he was trying to show you about it? Read.
But the prudent man looking well to his goal.
See, the prudent man is going to understand, listen, who is coming into my household, man? Mm-hmm. Who am I literally investing my time in? Who is this? Who is this person? Listen, that's what housing people do. Housing people going to check up on you. When you get a job, they're going to do a background check on you. They're going to look at your credit score. They're going to look at your criminal record. They're going to look at who you've been around with. They might, listen, they're going to jump on your Facebook page and see who you've been around with.
Yeah,
I just talked to somebody.
Yeah, a job will do that.
A dude just got fired because they saw him smoking weed on Instagram. Oh, they was looking at you.
They was proving a friend.
Right. See, but we don't do that. We don't do the proving a friend. We the simple ones. But the Most High is showing us that, listen, you want to understand who you got around you, man. Is it worth investing your time in this individual? Or is this individual incognito? Is this individual Satan in the flesh deceiving you? Read from the top.
Yeah, is this person so far gone in the world that they can't be changed?
Oh yeah.
Because some of our people are. Some of our people are too far gone to be changed. And you're trying to intermingle your spirit with that spirit. It causes confusion and chaos.
Yeah, man.
Then you got the nerve to bring forth children with them. If it go. I've been with her 9 months. Well, really, you've been with her a month, and then you got her pregnant. Then you bring forth children, and what happens? Now your children are confused.
Yep.
Now you just got 18 years of just hatred.
Yep. And I feel for the women and the men. Because read it again.
The simple believe every word.
Because you simple. You don't know no better. You didn't know that you should have took time, man. But that's why we here teaching our people. You got to take time. You gotta do some. You better ask some questions. You better be like we just watched Nipsey Hussle in London. You better ask some 30 questions.
Hell yeah.
Like 50 Cent, 21 questions. You better ask. Read.
But the prudent man looketh well to his goal.
Yeah, because if you looking well in your goals and you saying, listen, I'm a righteous man. The Most High said He created the woman for the man. And you know that there's women out there for you. You're going to look well to say, you know what? Let me at least try to find a woman that's going to take hold of the wisdom with me and we can walk together. Not just any old hood ratchet chick that don't give a damn about the Bible, don't give a damn about the Most High. All she wants to do is fulfill her lust. You only know that if you take the time to figure it out and not run off of your lust.
Yep.
Not run off of, see, but you know why brothers give into their lust so quickly? Because idle hands. Idle hands teacheth evil. Idle hands is going to say, you know what? Yeah, you don't want to. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. Go to Ezekiel 16 and verse 6. Let me go to. I'm about to go somewhere all the way somewhere left. But them idle hands, man, you're so caught up in you, and what you want to do and the way you want to serve the Most High.
Yep.
That's why you give place to lust. That's why you're burning.
Yep.
That's why you burn, because why? Everything you do is catered to you.
Yep.
And what you want. Nothing is about, let's unify, let's do the work of the Most High, let's use iron sharpeneth iron, let me use the brothers to keep my mind stable. Let me use the body to keep me on the path. It's like, no, I'm going to do things the way I want to do it. Okay, come on, do it. Let's see where it gets you. But we see where it gets us, man. Ezekiel 16 and verse 6. Now, again, the Most High likened us to a comely and beautiful woman. Speaking of Israel. So what did He do when He saw that we were filthy and polluted? He cleaned us up. Read.
Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 6. And when I passed by thee and saw thee polluted in thy own blood,
right?
I said unto thee,
right?
When thou wast in thy blood, live.
Right?
Yea, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field.
You see that? He said when He saw us, He told us to live. He gave us good words. He taught us. Go ahead.
And thou hast increased and waxing great.
Right.
And thou art come to excellent ornaments.
Yeah, thou have what?
Have come to excellent ornaments.
Yeah, when the Most High saw us, man, He cleaned us up. He cleaned us up. Go ahead.
Thy breasts are fashioned, and thy hair is grown. Whereas thou
because when you was in your blood and polluted, you was bald-headed. Right? You was weak. You was beggarly. You used drugs. Just like the women and brothers in the world. What is their strength? What is their pollution? It's drugs. It's alcohol.
Yep.
Right? It's given to too much lust, sex, food, bad eating. It's all the things of the world that you were supposed to be cleaning up in an individual to get them right. To get them good for you. See, that's the point. Like, I don't want nothing that's below standard. Yeah. Why would I want a woman that's below my standard? What good is she? Yeah. What good are we to the Most High if we're below His standards?
Ooh, useless.
We're useless. Why do you think we're in the situations that we're in? To get us back being useless. Excuse me, useful.
Ooh, and I like that point, man, because you know why? Because you're insecure, man. The sad part about it is that whenever you don't go for the standard, you go for a lower standard. You're not going for the standard that the Most High has for you because you're not around strength, man. You're around weakness. You by yourself. And that's why you go after that weakness. You go after that easy to be, you deceiving individuals. You go to those that don't know nothing, and you teach them whatever you want to, man. And it's sad because the Most High was like, listen, man, I'm calling you back to my standard. I'm calling you back to my greatness. But a lot of times, we're not even trying to do that to those, man. Why? Because we don't know His greatness. All we know is our insecurities. I'm just trying to control something to get a little, sleep with something, little food in my belly. Nah, man, you ain't trying to grow.
Yeah, you just trying to, you over here just using the Bible to pimp. Brothers be using the Bible just to get a woman to cook for them.
Yeah, you ain't trying to clean them up for righteousness. You're not trying to have them grow as a virtuous woman of the Most High. You know what I mean? Men not trying to clean themselves up. No, they're doing it for their own gain, not for the gain of the nation, man.
Read on.
Keep reading.
And thine hair is grown, whereas thou was naked and bare.
Yeah, think about y'all. A lot of y'all ain't got hair. A lot of y'all, listen, a lot of y'all Judite women, y'all don't have hair. Plain and simple. Balded. But the Most High said, listen, I'm going to throw some of that grapeseed oil, Jamaican castor oil. What's the other one? What's the other good one everybody talking about? What's that oil?
Black seed oil.
Black seed. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and do a concoction on you and get you rich, man. Most High said, you got a full head of hair now. You eating good, getting the word, getting nourished, but you was sick. The Most High is cleaning you up. Read.
Now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of blood.
Come on.
And I spread my skirt over thee.
The time of love, that betrothal. Go ahead.
And I spread my skirt over thee and covered thy nakedness.
Read.
Yea, I swear unto thee and entered into a covenant with thee.
You see that? Go ahead.
Saith the Lord God, and thou becamest mine.
And thou what?
Becamest mine.
How did he become ours? We only became his when we were cleaned up. When you were polluted in your blood, you were no one's. When that woman was polluted with the world, guess what she was? She was the blocks. That's everybody's girl. That's everybody's girl, B. You were supposed to clean her up so she could be yours. Yep. Read on.
Then washed I thee with water.
He did what?
Washed I thee with water.
Wait, just left you dirty.
Washed I thee with water.
Come on.
Yea, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee.
But I cleaned her up a little bit.
I thoroughly washed away thy blood.
But I've been teaching her for about a week.
I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee.
Sometimes I said he thoroughly washed away the filth. He took the time to get us clean. Read.
And I anointed thee with oil, and I clothed thee also with broidered work, and sewed thee with badger skin.
Go ahead.
And I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk. I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands.
Right. So y'all see that, right? He got Israel, the Most High got Israel cleaned up. The same way he did this was how you were supposed to treat this woman that you got. Not just half-ass, well, I gave her Deuteronomy 28, she's my rib now. Or I hit her with Deuteronomy 22, 28, gave her Exodus 22, so she understands that when I lay with her, she's mine. To show her that she was my possession, and that was it. Or, she watched class on mine, bro. She been watching for like 2 weeks. Or she's, she knows the Bible. She's been in church. Oh my God, I got hit with that one time. She's righteous, she knows the Bible. She goes to church. God, where has that gotten you?
Oh, you talking about white Jesus?
Where has that gotten you? Because now your relationship is in shambles. Now you have no relationship. Why? Because you thought that her church teachings were supposed to carry on? That was the cleaning that was needed? Most High said he thoroughly washed us. Go to Isaiah. Go to Isaiah 54 and verse 5.
Isaiah chapter 54, verse 5.
So the Most High cleaned us, but what did he clean us from? When you got your woman, you were supposed to clean her. What were you supposed to clean her mind from? Read.
For thy maker is thine husband. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Come on.
And thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the power of the whole earth, shall he be called.
So, the Most High is your husband. Read.
For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken.
As a what?
A woman forsaken.
So the Most High called Israel as a woman that was forsaken. The same way you were supposed to look at whatever woman you were going to deal with and say, damn, this sister's been forsaken. How? Look at all the niggas she done dealt with that done did her wrong and forsaked her. Yep. Well, wait a minute. She got 8 kids with 8 different dudes? Whoa. That's a forsaken woman. Let me deal with her as such. Read.
And a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, Sift thy powder.
You see that? This is how we're supposed to be looking at these women, man. Like, damn, what ailments do they come with? This is how the Most High looked at us. What issues is my people dealing with? Well, they're adulterers, they're whoremongers, they're cross-dressing, they're eating defiled food, so I'm going to put all the things in place to get these things cleaned up out of them. I'm going to give y'all the law. What standard did you set for your woman before you call her a wife? What standard did you set for that friend before you just, that's my bestie? What standard did you put on them? What rules did you hold them accountable to before you call that man brother? Read on.
Verse 6. For the Lord hath called thee, verse 7. For a small moment have I forsaken thee.
Go ahead.
But with great mercies will I gather thee.
Go to Isaiah 1 and verse 3. Go to Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. Because we do have to clean up our women, but this is why. This is why. See, brothers be getting, you get tricked by the Facebook profile pic. Stop it. You getting tricked because she's throwing out scriptures. She thought she's quoting Proverbs to you and you getting tricked. But guess what? She really don't know. Or you just don't even care. You just getting the run-of-the-mill woman that could care less about any of that. Because you met her just on the street and she just looked like she just needed somebody. She looked lonely. She received your weak game that you spit to her. It's sad, man. Brothers gotta raise up their standard like the Most High. He got standards. This is why we gotta teach him. Read.
The ox knoweth his owner.
Read.
And the ass his master's crib.
Come on.
But Israel doth not know, my people do not consider.
Yeah. You think that she even considered that she was an Israelite before you halfway told her? Of course not. That's why she's running around in dirty spandex. That's why she's running around talking about my mama this and my auntie this. That's why she's talking about no nigga can tell me nothing. My hair, my nails, my welfare check. That's why she's running around like that. That's why she's running around with 5 baby daddies.
Right. Talking to every dude that talks to her, man.
Yeah.
Giving her a little attention.
Receiving every man, like the scriptures say. That's why she's doing that, because she don't know that she's an Israelite, daughter of Zion. And guess what you didn't do? You didn't take the time to show her that she isn't a heathen. That she has a purpose. More than just a sex slave for the nations. Or a sex slave for the hood. A pincushion for the hood. A welfare recipient. You didn't give her a purpose. The Most High gave us purpose. Well, you got to show her the purpose. Read.
Verse 4. Ah, sinful nation.
What?
Ah, sinful nation. A people laden with iniquity.
See, this is what she was coming from. This is where we were coming from. We were laden with iniquities. She was coming from sin after sin after sin. Her parents were sinful. Her grandmama, the auntie and them that she always talking about are so wise. They were sinful. Laden with sins, man. All the way from her thinking to her diet to the way she carried herself. It was like, damn, she just ghetto and garbage as hell. We were supposed to take the time to say, no, sis, don't talk like that. Nah, sis, we don't eat pork. No, we don't do that. This is why. Not just don't do it because I'm your man and I said so. But hey, this is why. The Most High loves you. Christ died for you, not to eat pork. He didn't die for you to eat pork. That's not why Christ died. He didn't give you grace to trample on it. You were supposed to take the time to figure out, can two walk together? Can I walk with this woman? The Most High did it with us. And he figured like, well, I can only walk with Joshua and Caleb. and the children, I'm only going to be able to walk with them because all these other niggas is off. So I'm going to purge them out the way. And I'm going to still have a nation of people that's going to serve me. He did it through the trials and tribulations. He did it through the standard that was set up. Through the rules and regulations that what? We still don't obey to this day. What standard do you set? Besides, can she cook and clean? Come on, man. We got to get better. Read on.
A seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupters.
What?
Children that are corrupt.
That's where she came from. Corruptness. Read.
They have forsaken the Lord.
She forsook the Lord. You were supposed to bring her back. Read on.
They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger.
Go ahead.
They are gone away backward.
Read on.
Why should ye be stricken anymore?
Read.
You revolt more and more.
Come on.
And whole head is sick.
The what?
The whole head is sick.
This is what you forgot. That she was sick. She was sick. From the rooter to the tutor. Ain't that what they say? From the top of the head to the tip of the toenail. She was sick, man. But you didn't have mercy on her to show her, look, let me clean up your sickness. You know what you did? You took a sick woman, beat her down with the Bible, and then sent her on her way. Or let her go on her way to go be more even sick. To be sicker. It was better that she didn't even know the truth, man. It was better that you didn't give her those little raggedy scriptures you gave her that didn't work anyway because you did it wrong. Because you had you didn't have the sensibility on how to even present the Bible. Read on.
And the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head. There is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises.
It says what?
From the sole of the foot, even unto the head, there is no soundness in it.
You see that? There was no soundness in this woman. You were supposed to make her sound in the faith and rooted in wisdom. Come on.
But wounds and bruises.
But what?
Wounds and bruises.
Nothing but wounds and bruises. She's beat up and battered from the world. You were supposed to get the ointment and the band-aids and say, come here, sis. Let me bandage you up. You were supposed to treat her as a sister before even a wife. You were supposed to bind up the infirmity in her. Not add to it. Because you burning, because you lustful, because you ain't got no discretion. You weren't supposed to add to her iniquity. Read.
And putrefying sores.
And putrefying sores. The ones that are pussing out, oozing out blood. You know those bumps that be bust. When you pop this, you pussing out. Those, yeah. Yeah, they're called boils. Yeah. Come on, man. She came with all that. But guess what? It was spiritual. Her spirit was cut up and wounded. And you didn't take the time. Just like how our spirit as a nation has been cut up and wounded. What is the Most High doing right now with us? He's taking us through a period of coming back to do what? To know Him. Coming back to get our minds right. Getting us clean. Getting the sores and the cuts. And all the things that America and all these other nations have done to us. All the scars. He's binding them up through the Word. He's binding up our wounds. Through the wisdom. Through the brotherhood. Through the sisterhood. He ain't just... He's giving us time to get it, man.
Luke chapter 14 and 28. Luke chapter 14 and verse 28, right on this point. Why? You're being mindful. You're thinking. You're being innovative. You're understanding what's going on. A wise man foreseeth the evil. You're looking well into your goings. Get this. Luke 14 and 28.
Luke chapter 14, verse 28. For which of you intending to build a tower?
Yeah, which of you intending to build this woman? Which of you intending to build a wife? A righteous wife. A wife that's not like the world. A wife that doesn't have the same mentality as her mother. As her ratchet sisters. As Cardi B. Read.
Sit it not down first.
Yeah, you literally sitting and thinking about what's about to happen. What you're about to undergo.
No, but we ain't got to do that because we didn't do that ever. We didn't consider anything.
We was just beast.
We just labeled them on.
Read it again.
For which of you intending to build a tower, sit it not down first.
Come on.
And continue.
Count it.
And count it the cost.
Which one of you do not sit down and count the cost? What is it going to cost for me, like the scripture before, to get this woman out of her pollution, out out of her mishaps, out of her iniquity, out of her slave mentality, out of her whorish ways, out of her backbiting, slanderous ways. Again, whorish ways. It's like a double tap. But all people are whorish as hell. Psychologically, physically, emotionally, all of it. But we have to sit down and count that cost, man. Read.
Whether he has sufficient to finish it.
Yeah, come on. Are you really going to take that time to cleanse this woman up?
Do you have what it takes?
Yeah.
You have the spiritual fortitude to get somebody else right. You got to sit back and consider, wait a minute, am I even getting myself right?
Yep.
Am I overbearing?
Am I ready for this?
Am I unbalanced? Am I aligning? Do I have sensibility in the word? Do I apply the word? All these things a man is supposed to sit back and consider. But when you don't, right? It says a prudent man consider his going. But when you don't, what's going to happen? You're going to make mistakes, man. And you're going to keep doing it over and over, and then you're going to blame others. You're going to blame others for your mistakes. Was that it? Jump back to Isaiah. Let's finish that up real quick. Jump back to Isaiah, Max. You had it.
Go ahead.
Finish verse 6.
1 to 6.
Isaiah 3 and 6. Isaiah 1 and 6. Cant.
From the sole of the foot, even unto the head, there is no soundness.
Yeah, you're supposed to look and say, wait a minute, this woman is damaged, broken, bruised. Do I have the tools to fix it? Go ahead.
But wounds and bruises.
Do I have the patience, the long suffering to deal with her spiritual defects? But guess what? You ain't considering that because you don't even know where her defects are. You didn't take the betrothal period to figure her out spiritually, mentally. You didn't find out what's her mental hang-ups. Is she a drug abuser? Is she on drugs? Does she get high on the low? You didn't take the time. And then got the nerve to be upset. Read.
And putrefying sores.
Come on, read.
They have not been closed.
Yeah, they haven't. They're fresh. You were supposed to give her time to heal. Not just throw her into a whole other situation that was going to do what? Create more sores and more cuts and more wounds. Read.
Neither bound up.
Come on.
Neither modified with ointment.
Read Ezekiel 16 and 1. Brothers, man, y'all gotta get it together. Come on. You gotta get it together and apply wisdom, man. You a God? Guess what? Here's God level status. Here's God building a woman one-on-one. He dealt it with he did it, and he's doing it with our nation. Follow the method. Read Ezekiel 16:1.
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 1.
Come on.
Again the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abomination.
Wait, you were supposed to do what when you met this woman?
Again, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations.
Just like the Most High showed us our abominations, you were supposed to, when you met this woman, show her, teach her. Look, we don't do this. We don't do. You weren't supposed to be doing this. You weren't supposed to be doing that. You were supposed to show her her abominations. Why? So she didn't keep doing them. So she can build some repentance with the Most High. But see, brothers don't even care about that. You're not even showing this woman how to repent.
Right? How to offend less.
How to offend less. How to repent. Why? Because it's all about your lust. You don't care about this woman's spirit, man. All you care about is your little one-night love. Right. Getting your little Peter wet. That's all you care about. Getting the pink thing moist. And appeasing your flesh. What about this sister? What about getting her to repent? That's why the Most High showed us our abominations so we can repent from them. He said, I have not known sin, but what? The law has shown me. Right? Read on.
Come. Verse 3. And say, Thus saith the Most High, God unto Jerusalem.
Come on.
Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan.
Right. Because Why was he saying this? Because this is how we operated as a people. Our birth and our nativity, our upbringing was like the land of Canaan, man. We were operating like the Canaanites. You were supposed to show this woman, hey, wait a minute. No, you're not an American. You're not an Afrocentric, Asiatic. The black woman ain't God. You're supposed to teach her, man. Listen, we ain't supposed to be like the Africans. We ain't supposed to deal like the white man. We ain't supposed to deal like the Asians and these other nations. We're supposed to deal like this. We're supposed to communicate. We're supposed to love each other. We're supposed to follow the scriptures. Oh, you got a problem with me? You want to just block? No, we don't just block each other. We talk. We talk things out. We communicate. Not deal like the heathen. Go ahead.
God. Thy father was an Amorite.
Read on.
And thy mother and Hittite.
Yeah, you were supposed to show this woman, listen, man, you acting like a damn Edomite right now. Your upbringing, all the Christmas, that's an Edomite custom. Christmas and Easter and New Year's and all that, that's the heathens. Here's our customs. This is what the Most High laid down for us. Read on.
God. And as for thy nativity,
right?
In the day thou was born, thy navel was not cut.
Yeah, and we were supposed to show our women, just like how the Most High is showing us, that when we were brought forth, when we cling to these nations, man, it was almost like no one cared for us. No one cut the umbilical cord. No one was there to swaddle us. This is why you're engrafted into this philosophy. This is why you act the way you do. This is why it is. This is why that. You were supposed to teach. This wasn't a 1 week process or a 2 day process. This wasn't a Tinder date. Go ahead.
Neither was thou washed in water to supple thee.
Come on.
Thou was not salted at all, nor swaddled at all.
Come on.
None I pitied thee, to do any of these unto thee.
Come on.
To have compassion upon thee. But thou wast cast out in the open field.
You see that? This is what we were supposed to be teaching our women, younger men, that this is how you were brought forth, man, when you operate like these nations. You were supposed to be instructing that mind and building back that soundness of wisdom and rooting this person in wisdom. Go to Ecclesiastes 26. Read on. No, read on verse 5.
Come. To the loathing of thy person in the day that thou was born.
Go to Jeremiah 7. Actually, go to Ecclesiastes 26 and 13.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 13.
Come on.
The grace of a wife delighted her husband.
Right.
And her discretion will fatten his bones.
Read verse 14.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
Come on.
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
As a what?
Mind well instructed.
But how would you know if you could instruct her mind if you didn't take the time to prove her friend? How you gonna know her mind could be instructed if you didn't prove her and give her instruction? The only instruction you gave her was to take her clothes off? Well, get naked.
Bust down.
Right. That's the only instruction you can give, is to get her out her panties. But you couldn't give her no righteous instruction. You didn't even try. And then after you lay with her, you think that what? That sex was supposed to keep her?
The rod of correction.
You think that sex was supposed to keep her in line? And make her just follow you? Like, niggas be thinking like, oh yeah, I'm just better down.
Right.
And I'm gonna give her the rod of correction. That's gonna keep her in line. Dun 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 dun. Bro, there's always somebody bigger and better. Stop. There was always somebody bigger and better. In every aspect. There's always you the little fish in the pond. So if you think that's what's gonna keep her, then you got it mistaken. The only thing that was supposed to keep her was wisdom. The only thing that was going to keep her was wisdom and a standard. Not how good your bet game was. And then you thinking that you the man. See, but she over there creeping with the next dude. She waiting for her real dude to come out and really please her and tame that spirit. Look at that, man, but it's real. is real. You were supposed to be able to instruct her mind. Read verse 14 one more time.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
Right, read.
And there is nothing so much work as a mind well instructed.
See, this is what you were supposed to be looking for. Can I instruct her mind? This is what the Most High looks for in us. Can my people be instructed? But guess what happened when we couldn't be instructed? How many people made it out the wilderness? Well, 2 grown men, right? Or how many people from that generation? From that 40-year generation?
Just the 2.
Just 2. Caleb and Joshua, right? And the rest were the children, if y'all know that story. Everybody else peeled off in the wilderness. They were killed, man. Being proven. Prove a friend. Man, the Most High, 40 years, and then now look. Thousands of years later, what is he still doing to us? Daily proving. Daily seeing. Can I instruct their minds? Because we hard-headed as hell, right? But every day he puts something in front of you to see. Are you going to follow instruction? Are you going to follow wisdom? Are you going to follow righteousness? Can I be betrothed to you in righteousness? Are you going to be betrothed to me in righteousness? Are you going to hold your standard? Every day you're being proven to see, can you level up to what the Most High wants? Why wouldn't you take the time for something that you want to bring forth children with? She's good enough to bring forth children, but not good enough to teach. She's good enough to bring forth children, but what happens when she doesn't? You can't instruct her mind on how to raise those children. You were supposed to take that time. Read on.
A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace.
Is a what?
Double grace.
It's double the grace. Read.
And her continent mind.
And her what?
Continent mind.
Somebody look up continent. We look it up all the time. Somebody look up the word continent. We're not talking about the land masses. But it says her continent mind cannot be valued. Again, who can find a virtuous woman because her price is well above rubies? It wasn't who could just lay with a woman. Who could find a woman at the gas station and hit it the next day? That's not what the Bible says. Who can find any chick in the club and hit it in the bathroom?
Right. Tame it with the rod.
Yeah. Who can find a chick, get her high, get her drunk, get her naked? That's not what the Bible's saying. Who got continent?
Continents.
Chase.
What? Chase.
What?
Chase.
Read.
Restrained. Moderate.
Restrained from what? Restrained from the emotions. Restrained from her lust. Her continent mind. But how was that continent mind built? Where did it come from? You had to instruct it. That's why it says a mind well instructed. Nothing is above a mind well instructed. You had to instruct her mind. You had to build that continent mind. You had to patch up, like we read in Isaiah, you had to patch up all those sores, right? You had to put the ointment on her, bandage her up, and then show her the right way. You had to clean her up, get all the filth out, and put the wisdom in. What you got? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 7:15, just on his point.
And then somebody else get Ephesians 5:25.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 15. Get this quick.
Hate not laborer's work.
It says what?
Hate not laborer's work.
Yeah, man. So, because to get this woman's mind, as it says a silent and loving woman is the gift of the Most High, but it takes work to show her what the Most High is pleased in. Read.
Neither husbandry.
Yeah, husbandry, and it takes continual upkeep to have that mind like that. Read.
Yeah, you don't listen. You don't just plant the grapes and just leave them. They'll water themselves. The earth will till itself. Husbandry was a constant thing. It was a constant cycle, a constant mode of upkeep. But see, brothers hate to have to put in the work. How do you know? Because again, I said it earlier, you don't even apply the wisdom yourself. Sisters hate to put in the work. You don't apply the wisdom to build yourself. How can you build someone else? You don't consider how much it takes to build you. But all of a sudden, you got all it takes. You got all the wisdom in the world to build a woman. Come on, man, stop. You're not trying to build her. You're just trying to bed her down, get somebody to cook for you, get somebody to clean for you, and then on to the next. Read.
Number not, hate not labor's word, neither husbandry, which the Most High had ordained.
The Most High ordained that you were the husbandman, you were the head of your wife. She was a possession, right? She was like a field. You were supposed to put in the work for that to bring forth fruit. How though? How? How? You just lay your seed in that ground and that was it? You were supposed to, let me see here. Oh, wait a minute. Well, let me look at the field. Let me see, does it fit my standard of size? Is it the right size? Is it going to be sufficient so when it does bring forth fruit, it's enough? Or, well, I see some rocks and I see all the, let me go clean it up. Nah. Brothers should be planting on the stony ground, planting on the hard rock. You don't till the earth. You don't overturn the things to see what's under it. You don't put fertilizer. You don't water it. You just threw a seed in the ground and was like, yeah, that's it. It's mine. I bought it. Go to Ephesians 5:25. Here's another example. The Most High likened us to a woman, a comely and delicate woman. Right? How did Christ treat us? How did Christ treat us for himself? Because if the Most High didn't accept any old thing, you think Christ is going to accept any old thing? Like the churches come as ye are? Nah. Put off the old man, put on the new. That is renewed in the knowledge of Christ. That was the whole purpose. Read Ephesians 5:25.
Husbands, love your wives.
Husbands do what?
Love your wives.
Come on.
Even as Christ loved the church.
So how did he do it though? How did he love the church? See, it's giving you two things here. This is how a man is supposed to love his wife or a potential wife. This is how I read.
And gave himself for it.
Come on.
That he might sanctify.
That he might what?
Sanctify.
Just leave it dirty.
Sanctify.
Leave it how it is.
Sanctify.
Come as you are.
Sanctify.
Look up the word sanctify. I know he wants a bar.
No, I just wanted to say, a lot of you brothers and sisters online, we have to go over these classes because we get too many young-minded, we get too many people that are worldly that come in and they keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Mm-hmm. They keep dealing with the same problems over and over again. No matter what way we teach this class, we still got brothers and sisters trying to get out of why they need to make the right decisions. You know, making dumbass comments like, well, I didn't see that in the Bible. You know what I mean? I didn't see when they did that in the scriptures. You gotta see right here, right where he's at, that it says, like Christ dealt with the church.
Yes, sir.
I stopped him here because for all you, I'm going to have to get New York on you real quick.
Do it. Read.
For all you mentally, spiritually retarded brothers and sisters that keep losing wives and keep losing husbands, the Bible right now is telling you that we're supposed to deal with women like you dealt with the church.
Like Christ dealt with the church.
Like Christ dealt with the church. So we're supposed to be taking those steps. All these steps that they're going over is supposed to be the same way. You know, so if they haven't got it by now that we don't supposed to jump in these relationships, then all of a sudden, if she goes not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off. That's the only scripture every brother knows.
She's wicked, brother. So
she's wicked. I'm done. Like you didn't put no time, no spirit, no dedication. You didn't follow none of these different methods. Now, I know you done went to like 8, 9, 10 different methods in one class. 10 different ways we're showing you stubborn ass, stiff neck niggas that you're supposed to teach your wife. You're supposed to deal with the woman the correct way.
Right.
So you can stop coming and having babies and being baby daddies and you being baby mamas. Those are the curses. But that's what I'm saying. The dumbass niggas amongst us will come back and say, Deuteronomy 28, oh, there's no way of running from that.
Well, we broke that down.
I know, but that's the mind state.
Yeah, like this is what we did.
This is what we did. No, Deuteronomy 28, the curses.
Oh, that. Oh,
the curses, there was no running from the curses and no way to get us out of these curses. The scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. If we're listening, y'all will get out of a lot of these situations. Brothers, sisters will get out of these situations. So we keep hitting this topic, and I know a lot of y'all online, some of y'all do get it. I know you older brothers and sisters do get it, because y'all more mature. But there's a lot of young niggas that come in, and they're just disgruntled as hell, and they rather give Israelites a bad name. They rather give Israelites a bad name than making the right decisions and choices. Right? Like, is this class wicked? Is this like, are we going to the scriptures because it's wicked to tell you to do with your wife?
Lie the right way.
Right. We're getting feedback, and we're getting stubbornness because we're telling you the right thing to do. It'd be different if we came in here every class and said, yeah, every brother got to have 10 wives. You know what I mean? The scriptures say a brother got to have 1,000 wives. Solomon had 1,000 wives. If we was doing that, then I would see if brothers and sisters were like get disgruntled. But you're getting disgruntled because we're telling you, brother, stop banging every chick you see in the mall. Stop banging every chick, every man that you think is an Israelite.
They got a beard.
Yeah, they got a beard. Like, I don't understand it. But this is, I know what it is, and I know I'm acting like I don't know what it is. It says there's wicked men in Israel. There's wicked Israelites.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we got to keep hitting this topic to cast out that demon. Because it's a demon. Then you want to make the wrong decisions, wrong choices, and then you want to blame it on us.
See, that's why I let her counsel with y'all.
I bet you right now.
Stop.
The brothers and sisters online that just watch us online, they can tell y'all how many of these different angle classes we went over to tell you brothers the same thing. I bet you online they could tell us.
In the last
year, we went over like how many classes to deal with this mentality, this mind state. But you got a lot of brothers still got that curse. You got a lot of sisters that still got that curse mentality, and they don't want to listen.
Well, it's always the one. I said it earlier, man. It's always the ones that want to hang their hat on Sabbath, fringes, beard.
Oh yeah,
And guess what? I'm doing those, so I don't need y'all.
Right.
I'm going through something.
I can have my whole life can be in torment.
Yeah.
I don't know how to deal with myself, my mind, my spirit, my wife, my kids. I don't know how to be the 2 Timothy's, the bishop. I don't know how to deal with my own household, but I swear I follow the law. And this is the problem.
I'm catching it for righteous sake. Jump back to the Ephesians. Look. Jump back to Ephesians real quick.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 26.
Yeah.
That he might sanctify.
That he might what?
Sanctify.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. Listen, this definition is sanctified because even, like you said, I'm only going to be here on the Sabbath. You don't want to go through the process yourself of being sanctified. And that takes more than just one day, just like an athlete. They do 7 days a week. They train 3 times a day. You come 1 day a week. You come around brothers 1 day a week, think you're going to be strong. But sanctified, the definition, it says to cleanse from corruption.
To do what?
Cleanse from corruption.
Christ did what to the church?
Cleanse from corruption.
You're supposed to do what with your wife?
To cleanse from corruption.
But how do you know her corruptness? How do you know her level of corruption if you just lay with her after a week of meeting her? You never, and then, let me say this too, because I keep saying that, right? What if you took a couple of months, but you never really hit the issues that she was dealing with?
Right.
Because all you did was, we're drinking, we're partying, we're eating. All I'm using her for is to cater to my flesh. and I'm appeasing my appetites through her. She's taking me to the movies. We're going out to eat. We're just hanging out. We're just hangout buddies. Right? Oh, we just talking.
Like Esau, man.
You on that Tinder mentality.
Right.
You on that Facebook Messenger mentality. That Instagram messenger. We just talk.
At the bar eating peanuts and beer.
Yeah, we just talking. But what are you talking about? Are you sanctifying our mind? Because Yahweh Shai was hitting the issues. Right. Paul, when he was dealing with the churches, was he dancing around issues when he was like, listen, I heard that y'all are committing adultery and sleeping with your father's wife? He was banging them issues, right? He wasn't dancing around it. But brothers dance around the issues like, no, I don't want to hit that topic because it might scare her away. I don't want to talk about that part of the Bible because she ain't going to be around next week. Or I ain't going to go so deep with her because I only want one thing. I just want to hit it anyway. But it said we were supposed to be sanctified. Go ahead.
It says to purify from sin.
Right.
To make holy.
To do what?
Make holy.
Come on.
Be detaching the affections from the world and its defilements.
Now, didn't the Most High said he severed us? He severed us from the nations, right? So that we can be holy like him. He severed us. Again, you were supposed to be doing that severing process with this woman. The way the Most High severed you from the world and from the thought process of the world, you were supposed to sever this woman through the wisdom, through the spirit. What else you got?
And it says, in exacting them to a supreme love to the Most High.
You were supposed to be putting a standard. You were supposed, Yahweh Shai put us, the church, under a standard. The whole scriptures, all the law, Corinthians 11, God, Christ, man, woman, child, standards. Right. Things to look forward to, things to be measured by. But see, y'all, the only way some brothers measure their woman is, can she cook right?
Right. For me.
Can she cook for me? Can she clean?
Right.
That's it. My daughter knows how to clean and cook. Like, that's what you measure a wife by? Come on, man. It's so much more. Read on in the scriptures.
That he might sanctify and cleanse
Come on.
it with the washing of water.
Hey, you supposed to leave it the way it was?
Cleanse it with the washing of water.
She don't like the Bible, so I don't talk the Bible to her.
Cleanse it with the washing of water.
Well, you know, I'm still learning, and she ain't gonna get it.
Cleanse it with the washing of water.
It's about bringing her to the water, man. Bringing her to the wisdom. Bringing her to class. Well, no, I don't want her to come to class because it's gonna go against what I'm trying to teach.
Right.
Like, man, brothers gotta wake up. Like, yeah, I don't want my real counseling with brothers because it's just too much confusion.
Most people won't trust you with their secrets. This is what Kaya said. Is this Kaya?
I'm not sure.
Is this old school Kaya? Most people won't trust you with their secrets or flaws until they know you. Till they know you. You won't reveal them on them, or reveal them, or they think you will stick around. Yeah, but yeah, and that's why it takes a while before you should lay with her. So you got a point there. It takes a while before you're dealing with Israelites, man, that already made these mistakes, and we're looking at this young generation come in, and y'all gonna make the mistakes that don't need to be made. You see, like I said, we're not coming in here telling y'all, oh, you know what, get 1,000 ribs. We're telling you, man, before you make the decision, you know, off of lust and just wanting, you know, take the time. Is that so bad?
But it is when it doesn't go to the way that man thinks.
Yeah, but
correction is grievous.
See, I don't know who this brother is, Kaya, but
I think it's a sister.
Is that the sister?
I think.
Kaya. Oh, okay, because we knew this brother named Kaya. But yeah, is that a sister?
I might be wrong.
Okay,
excuse me.
Well, whoever Kaya is, yeah, that's on point because that's the thing where you went over earlier. Prove a friend.
Prove a friend. The whole year betrothal.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but that was the whole point of the betrothal period was to do what? Go back to that definition you got, because it's cold. The whole point.
I heard that.
That was nasty.
That was real nasty. Where did he get that from?
No, the betrothal. Remember we were going to the betrothal and said to build the spirit, build the romance?
You don't have to go over it again, but where was that?
Where was that at?
Oh, that was in the custom package I had. No, that was It's called this is ecclesiastical, something like that. Courtship.
Courtship and betrothal.
It's
Damn.
like ecclesiastical.
Yeah, that was perfect, brother.
This is.
It says.
Oh, this is Mustafa's rib.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right.
So this is going to be the
I'm glad you
definition.
clarified, because I thought that was a man the whole time.
It says, cultivation of romance and preparation for spiritual and emotional unity in marriage.
Right. Yeah. No, that's it. That kills it right there.
Does that take 1 week?
Nah.
For some brothers, they think that it does. Does it take a month? Does it take 2 months, 3 months? It don't even take. It takes more than a year.
You know what? I like the way she brought that out, because what it does is it takes time for those things to start spilling out. You know what I mean? And for a person to trust you to spill those things out and start, because nobody's just you don't just tell every woman, yeah, I'm a Hebrew Israelite right out the door. You know what I mean? Not when you first meet them. You don't just get their number, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. You take time. You try to see if I can trust this person. You know what I mean? That's like giving everybody your social. You know, you don't do that. You know what I mean? When do you start sharing bank accounts? A week after you met? Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm talking to the new generation. Y'all niggas got separate bank accounts.
Right.
I'm talking to the new generation. They ain't even heard joint bank accounts. You're like, oh, my rib. She doesn't let me do that.
Right? A joint. There's such a thing. That's an inside joke. I guess. Nobody's laughing. Go back to Ephesians. Read that up. Finish that.
That he might sanctify.
That he might do what?
Sanctify.
Come on.
And cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
Yeah, the same way Christ cleaned us up to be, and this is why. Watch, read on. It's very key. Read.
That he might present it to himself.
That he might do what?
Present it to himself.
He might present it to himself.
Right.
Because Yahweh Shai had a standard.
Right.
He wasn't going to just take any old raggedy thing. Like, oh yeah, you a drug dealer, so I want a drug dealer.
Yeah.
You a murderer, so I want a murderer. You a whore, so I want a whore.
Right. Good man.
He was cleaning us up so he could present us to himself.
You see him right there.
Just like how the Most High had a standard and said, be ye holy because I am holy. Yahweh Shai was like, listen, be ye holy because I'm holy. I'm of the Father. You ain't going to represent me being any old way. Why would a brother want a woman to represent him being any old way? She's supposed to be the extension of you. But now you see the mind state of men when they just accept any old thing. When you just accept any old thing, and then you don't even try to change the negative about it. You're just like, yeah, that's how she's going to be. Read on.
A glorious church.
A what?
A glorious church.
There's supposed to be glory found in us. Like how you want to find glory in your woman? A fruitful possession? You're supposed to clean up that field, man. Read on.
Not having spot.
Not having what?
Not having spot.
Come on.
Or wrinkle.
Come on.
Or any such thing. But that it should be holy and without blemish.
And that was the whole purpose. That was what Yahweh Shai wanted from us. You should want that in yourself. This is the last one.
Yeah.
You should have this in yourself. And you should want this for your wife. Because why? You're going to put seed in that, have a baby, and then what's going to happen?
Gremlins.
You're going to have monsters. You're going to have monsters. And then you're going to sit back and wonder, like, why my kid's bad? Why my kid's off? Well, because you didn't take the time to teach the off woman. You thought she was on, but she was never on. You never took the time. And then you complete this cycle of just filth after filth. Generations and generations. And we back in the curses. Is there any questions on that?
No. There's not.
Any questions?
No, just agreeing.
Yes, sir. Any questions in here?
Love.
All right. Yeah, we definitely thank everybody once again for the positivity online. We appreciate y'all hanging in for the little extra time. Again, remember the Passover, April 21st. All the information is in the description of the class, okay, for the address and the location. Again, if you'd like to help out with the lamb, location, all the information is there for you to help out, the Wells Fargo and the Google Wallet. All right? We thank everybody for joining us. If there's no other questions, let's salute them online. Let's say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Until Wednesday. Everybody, let's rise and face the east. You got it?